Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us. My name is Hector Becerra. With me today is Mr. Eddie Olivares. He is the Chief Administrative Officer for the Department of Health and Human Services. Mr. Olivares, welcome to the studio. What can you tell us about the upcoming holidays, and what can people do to stay safe during this pandemic?
Well, hello, everyone. We're all planning our holiday season this coming year. We have all our Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, all these wonderful holidays that are coming up. But under these current conditions with pandemic throughout the country and even throughout the world, we need to take time and plan out our vacation. So like we used to a long time ago, we would get a map and look at our trip. Well, we need to do the same thing now. We need to get down and sit down. What our trip's going to look like? Where we're going to go, where we're going to fuel up, where we're going to have our breaks, and try to minimize the amount of stops that you have in different locations. And also consider the population density. You want to stop at places where there may be not so many people, because that way you have a less chance of being able to contract the virus. So plan it out. Also, pre-plan with your family members. If you're going to be staying with your family at their home, or you're going to be staying at a hotel, pre-plan and find out as much information as you can. What's the current conditions in the town you're traveling to or the city you're traveling to? Find out about the hotel you may be staying at. What are their rules? What are their requirements for staying at their hotel? Do they require a mask? Do they require certain accommodations that might limit the number of people in a room? Also, do they have limitations on breakfast? You know, where you go for the breakfast buffet. But during this pandemic, many of those restaurants do not have those anymore or have a modified version. Call and ask about that. Additionally, you also need to inquire if you're traveling with a pet, what are the rules and regulations for your pet, especially if you're going to walk around the grounds, and how those rules are going to impact you as a pet owner along with the other residents at that hotel or that location. Please take time to plan it out. In fact, it could even be a family activity where you all sit down and plan the whole trip out and discuss where you're going to stop, where you're going to be able to visit, and plan out your meals, where you're going to stop and have your favorite food along the way. Really look at that from that point of view.
Obviously, people are going to want to go out. Primarily, a lot of people are going to go out to restaurants, they're going to want to dine, they're going to hang out with family. What are some of the things that people can keep in mind when they're going out and about on the town?
Well, one of the things you want to inquire, every city in Texas and in cities throughout the United States, those communities may have different rules. So the town you're traveling to may have a lot more restrictive rules about the eateries or the requirements to go out to some of these restaurants or social gathering places. So inquire into the destination where you're going to. It might only have a 50% occupancy level or a 75% occupancy level, or the operation hours may be significantly less than what are posted. So inquire about that ahead of time. Additionally, they may have some restrictions as far as seating capacity. So a lot of times if you're going as a family, they may have a restriction on how many people can sit at a table or what size of group can attend that eating establishment. So please inquire ahead of time, especially if you're planning to be with a large group. There might be some very strict rules about those things. The other thing you need to be aware of, don't be surprised if you see all the servers and people who work at the restaurant wearing masks. Some of them may be wearing shields. I know that's kind of scary, but that might be the regulations and the ordinances in that city that they work in. But the other thing, take advantage of your family time while you're eating. Curbside is still available statewide. You have all these wonderful private companies that will deliver food to your home. Why don't you take time to stay with your family and friends in a close-knit area and have the food brought to you, have those lively adult beverages brought to you, and you could actually be in a safe environment. And the best thing is you don't have to worry about parking and you don't have to worry about driving. You're in a safe place.
You shared a lot of valuable information. Is there anything else, one more message that you'd like to leave us with before we close out our segment?
Sure. What's important here is the public safety and security of all around you, of you and your family, but more importantly, we need to learn to adapt to a new normal. We need to learn to understand how we're going to be able to have fun, but at the same time, make sure that we're safe. Encourage outdoor activities. Outdoor activities are great, and this is a time of year that is so beautiful and so pleasant outside. Please consider outdoor activities, but before you go to any of those state parks or city parks or recreational centers that are outdoors, inquire about the rules that they have at those facilities as well. And take the time to enjoy the outdoors, take the time to enjoy your family, take the time to relax and get away from the stressors of this event and have fun during the holidays, but have safe fun.
Mr. Olivares, thank you for joining us in our segment today. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.